Hey, this is Josh.
This is Alex and we're from NORTHLANE.
And you're watching PITCAM TV.
Hey guys, first of all, welcome back to Germany.
Thank you. Dankeschön.
So, a lot has been happening with NORTHLANE for the past couple of months. What can you tell me about what you've been through?
Well, we had our singer leave. And then to find our new singer, we decided that we had to leave every stone unturned and searched around the whole world. We had close to 2,000 audition videos sent in that we had to look through, and eventually found Marcus and wrote a single, and a week later recorded it, and then did a video, and then 2 days later the single came out. We've also been writing for our next record as well, and we're really excited about how it's sounding.
How'd you react when Adrian announced that he would be leaving?
To be perfectly honest, I was away on a little bit of a holiday, but it was pretty shocking. Like, it was not something that we were prepared for as a band, or, you know, sometimes when band members leave, you kind of foresee it happening, and this was just very kind of abrupt for us, so we were it's kind of shocked, and just really wanted to take in what had happened and where we go from here. Like, you know, for bands like in the past, like I Killed the Prom Queen, when their singer left, that was a kind of reason why they took a long break, and obviously after a lot of band conversations, you know, that's not what we wanted to do. We just had to kind of pick ourselves up and move forward with, you know, the future.
How did the fans react?
Well, I mean, a lot of people were very upset, and so were we. I mean, you know, Adrian's still a good friend of ours and spent the last 4 years with him, but I feel like the fans have been really receptive towards our new vocalist, Marcus, really supportive of the whole process. They stuck by us, and we're really thankful for that. And, you know, we're getting really good feedback on our new single too. So, yeah, like we weren't expecting our fans to be as supportive as they were. So, yeah, good times.
Why did you decide to do open auditions?
Pardon?
Why did you decide to do open auditions?
Well, we had a brief think about maybe some people from other bands, or had been in other bands that might be right, but we couldn't find the right person, and we knew that if we did open auditions, then if the right person was going to be out there, it was the only way we would find them. But you know, not only that, it also seemed to get our fans really excited about the whole process. And, you know, like, for us that was really cool, because they actually had an opportunity to sort of hear everyone and voice their opinions about who they liked and didn't like, and that helped us make our decision too. So, you know, it was really, really helpful doing it that way. We're really lucky that we chose to do that.
And like you mentioned, you received a lot of demos.
So many. I was just awake for days listening through.
You could almost say too many, but there was a lot of younger people as well that were very excited. And obviously, like, when you're in an international touring band, you need someone who's at least of age. So a lot of like 15, 16-year-old kids that were still very good, but the age is a very big factor in something like this. So
it's cool to see them have a go though. You know, try out anyway. I mean, whatever. It's cool for like a lot of the guys that were really good that we shortlisted that they didn't get the spot. You know, the publicity for them doing it was really helpful, and some of them have actually found their way into other bands now. Really? So that's really cool as well, and you know, we're really happy for them. Yeah.
And you decided to go with Marcus. Why is that?
Well, I think Marcus, there was a lot of good vocalists in the shortlist, a lot of good vocalists, to the point where you know, it wasn't a matter of who was the best, it was a matter of, you know, who was going to match our sound the best, who could do our old material justice, but, you know, who was the kind of person that we could see ourselves living with for months and months on end. And he also happens to be from the same part of Sydney as our drummer. But, you know, we got him into the jam space, and you know, practiced with him a few times and quickly realized that he was definitely the right guy just because of how well he fit in. And, you know, he's really risen to the occasion, and he's improved out of sight since he started working with us as well. So we're absolutely certain we made the right decision. And you know, not to take anything away from the other people that auditioned, but it's very clear to us now that he was probably definitely the best fit for us.
Was it a tough choice?
To be honest, no.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. Not after we practiced with him, it wasn't.
It was, but it wasn't. Like, of course, and you've got, there's a top 10 list of vocalists that are all phenomenal, but I hate to be a bit biased here, but we're Australian, so to have an Australian in the top 10 who can do everything that, you know, in the criteria, and, you know, we could talk to him one-on-one and go, hey, is this something that you're interested in? And really getting a vibe for how he fits with all of us was just, it's kind of like sold, you know, opposed to going like, okay, we have, I think it was one of the guys' name was Kate Armstrong. He was a great vocalist, but he's American. You know, and unfortunately, like, you can't sit there and talk one-on-one with someone like that and get a feel, you know, not in a bad way, but...
Like I think if we'd found the right person and they were overseas, you know, it would have been fine because we would have moved them out to Australia anyway. But, you know, all things aside, it was... After we heard him in person, we were just like, yeah, it's the right person, you know?
And he'd actually only played to a couple of hundred people before this tour. And then to start out with a big tour like this, with Heaven Shall Burn, Parkway Drive, it must have been a little nerve-wracking for all of you. We
had to get a passport for him because he'd never been overseas before. You know what? In the first show of the tour, like, we had a few gear problems, and I don't think, well, some of us, me included, didn't really play that well, and he just nailed it. So, you know, I think he threw up as soon as he walked off the stage, but you wouldn't have known. Like, last night was the third night of the tour, and he smashed it. So, you know, yeah, he's probably a bit nervous, but he doesn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, but it feels right for him as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's very excited.
That's cool. So you released a new single called Rot with a video. What can you tell me about the song, like the lyrics?
Well,
who wrote the lyrics?
I did. Yeah,
you're perfect.
For the most part, yeah. So I think that there was a lot of things that we wanted to talk about that hadn't really been covered on Singularity or Discoveries, and it was cool that I was sort of forced into the situation where I had to do that because you know, when I started getting the material out, I was like, well, yeah, this is great because, you know, I can be a little outspoken at times, so it was cool for me to sort of talk about it, make a change, you know, and feel significant because of the tool that the internet is. Does that make sense? Cool.
And you've had good feedback from the fans.
Yeah, well, I mean...
What was it like to hear Marcus sing it?
Pretty unbelievable.
Yeah?
We actually got lucky enough to play with he used to play in an old band. It's a little bit more of a post-hardcore type feel to it. We played a couple shows with them maybe 2 or 3 years ago, so we always knew that he could sing, but when he just kind of sat in the studio and started singing, I think we all looked at each other just going,
oh. You know, what was interesting about Rot was, I think we probably had about 40 revisions of that song before the one that you hear. And the hardest thing that we had vocally to sort of overcome was that his repertoire vocally is so diverse. What were we going to pick to put here, and what were we going to pick to put there, and, you know, what was going to make the song the best, rather than like, well, this is what we have to work with, so let's try and fill it all out, which was cool, and it gave us like a fresh sort of approach to doing vocals.
Yeah. It's a bit different from your previous stuff. Is this the sound that we can expect from the new album?
Well,
everybody wants to know that, or what?
I guess the easiest way to explain it is like, where NORTHLANE is always about progression. So if you listen to Discovery's Singularity, there's always an evolving factor to the band. So, not every song is going to be like rock, but fans should expect a new, not a new NORTHLANE, but a more evolved and a more mature sound to come for album 3.
I think Rod is right. There's gonna be at least 9 other tracks on that record, and it's already sounding way more diverse than Singularity was. Like Singularity, for the most part, is just a big punch in the face, and it's all really, really heavy, and we're sort of experimenting with more dynamic music, and that sort of came about after we did a tour with Carnival in Australia, and they just redefined what we thought a good band was, and we tried to learn as much as we could from that, and moving forward you can definitely expect more diversity, but the heavy parts will still be there. And what we tried to do with rock was sort of pile all that into one song. It is what it is. I mean,
a short amount of time.
Yeah, people will just have to wait.
A short amount of time.
People will just have to wait and listen and judge for themselves.
When can we expect it to come out? Do you have a month?
Yep. So we are doing a tour with August Burns Red in the United States and Canada early next year, and that finishes around March, I think. And as soon as that's over, we head into the same studio in Singularity to do the new record with Will Putney. And it'll come out a few months after that, so sort of middle of the year, hopefully just in time for the European festivals, which we'll be coming back for.
Cool. Great. Thank you so much, guys.
My elbow hurt for the same reason.
Fuck yeah, your elbow hurts so bad.
Because there's nothing.
Yeah.
So they just grind.
They make
right
you
into your
sit
bone.
like this.
Yeah.
Like sit like this, and then they just tattoo
go
into your
straight
elbow
in.
like this, and you're just like,
Because it shakes your whole body all the way up.
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Tattoos suck. They hurt really bad. And if
Is it
anyone
just-
tells you they don't, they're a fucking liar.
Yeah, they're lying and they're trying to look cool.
Yeah.